One more right here, Bobby.
Oh.
Kilo, baby. Ground loot kilo. Unstoppable. Hey everyone. My name's Bobs, and I recently started a YouTube channel. This channel, and yeah, I've just been really enjoying making content. I love Warzone, and it's just been a lot of fun. And today I wanted to talk to you guys about ground loot. And I recently became interested in ground loot, especially the weapons, after I started recording highlights, because I got a NVIDIA card. And I was just noticing, you know, the number of kills I was getting with ground loot, how it was a lead into bigger kill games, and just the frequency that certain guns were coming up. If you've tried to search for info on ground loot, it's very limited. You know, Activision doesn't tell us what the attachments are. I have to give a big shout out to redditor Adrawingbecomesreal. Gishi did a whole spreadsheet of the attachments, the best date that they thought it was, of the Season 6 ground loot weapons. I'm going to link it in the description, but definitely give them a shout out. And so, yeah, after looking at that spreadsheet, I set out to kind of make a tier maker thing. And it was really helpful to me. And so I wanted to, yeah, kind of put that content out there. So today in this video, I just want to talk about why I think we should rank ground loot weapons, and how I rank it. All right, well, number one, why? You gotta survive to get your loadout. Or when you're returning from the gulag and there's no loadout for you to grab, you gotta pick up a ground loot weapon. You gotta survive. So there's specific situations where you have to use a ground loot weapon, and often they're very hot situations, and so you need to fight to survive. So kind of important to know what's in your hand, what's the weapon that you're using, what can it do, what can it do. And often, you know, we all know surviving these starts is the difference between 0-2, 0-3, and maybe 6, 7, 8, 9 kill game, because you get a couple kills at the beginning, you're going good, you're feeling aggressive, it's gonna probably become a good game. Getting these 0-2, 0-3, that's the quickest way to have your KD kind of like flatline, because you're just negative. So yeah, gotta survive those situations. Number two, you gotta make these decisions quick. Can't be standing around deciding I'm gonna go with this gun, that gun, which one's better. You gotta know these guns are in my aggressive tier. This is I'll be slightly aggressive but kind of cautious. These are my guns that, you know, some of you're saying doesn't matter, whatever gun in my hand, I can kill it. And kudos to you guys. You know, everyone's seen Aiden's 60 bomb. His movement is amazing. We should all be that good, but we aren't. So some of us need to be confident in the gun we have in our hands. And you need to make these decisions quick, because you can't be standing around picking your gun. What do we usually default to? Rarity. And that goes to point number 3. Rare doesn't mean better. Just because it's legendary, just because it's epic, doesn't mean it's a better gun. Those guns just have more attachments, but anyone that's kind of messed around with loadouts knows that there are bad attachments. There are combinations of attachments that don't make sense. And so just putting 5 attachments onto a gun doesn't make it better. Absolutely the case with ground loot weapons. Some of the best guns are guns that don't have any attachments on it. Number 4, confidence. And how can you be confident is when you know your weapon, and you know what you can do with it. For example, this season, the best gun in my opinion was the Smithy. And because basically it was a Meta Bruin, it had the Monolithic, it had the XRK Summit, it had Tac Laser, it had the Canted Hybrid. This allowed you to confidently engage people out 90, 100 meters. Typically with the ground loot gun, you're not going to do that. So knowing your gun lets you be more aggressive, lets you engage situations you wouldn't otherwise. That can mean the difference between winning, getting more kills. You want to be confident. Confidence usually means aggression, ability to push, ability to be the aggressor and take the upper hand. So that's why. How do I rank that? Well, number one, my play style. And so everyone's tier list is going to look different, but my play style, I like AR, shotgun, SMGs. I don't really snipe. So the HDR, the sniper rifles, I've kind of put in the middle. Some of you, in your hands, it's a bringer of death. Everyone, this is my opinion. This is my play style. Everyone's gonna look different, but that's the fun of it. I'm gonna link the tier maker, and everyone can make their own tier lists, have it for reference for themselves. So that when you get in these hot zones, you gotta survive. You'll know what to do. Number two, again, guns that are going to help you survive close encounters, because that's typically what you're going to need the ground loot for. When you drop it in at the beginning, hot zone, back from the gulag, close range is going to be the most important factor. So you want guns with quick ADS or iron sights, because a lot of the floor loot guns have hybrid scopes, which have more ADS penalty. You can switch it to a reflex scope, but you're still going to have the ADS penalty. It doesn't go away even when you use the reflex scope. The benefit of switching to the reflex scope is that typically guns that are more zoomed in have more visual recoil. Super thankful that we have people like True Game Data, J God, that have done so much testing. Definitely check them out if you haven't. So guns that are zoomed in are going to have more visual recoil. You're not going to have much practice. A lot of the floor loot guns, Holgers, things like that, things you don't really use. Some of you might use it, props to you. But you don't know the recoil pattern that well. And if you're trying to use these guns at range, they don't have the right attachments for range. The recoil is going to be huge. So I tend to favor the reflex, the quick ADS, the iron sight guns, because they make most sense in those close quarter engagements. Number three, suppression. Now, it's a factor, not a huge factor, because again, you drop in a hot zone, everyone's just shooting whatever they got. So there's going to be red blips everywhere. Maybe there's some situations you've cleared the hot zone, but there's another group around that you want to pick up a gun that's suppressed. So I've bumped a little bit the guns that have suppressors, but sometimes I'm just going to take a gun that I know I can kill with, and that takes precedence over suppression. And finally, number four, the weapon meta. There are some guns that are the meta for a reason. Kilo, amazing recoil pattern. So that's why we all use it. So its floor loot is amazing. Amazing gun for this season 6. Some guns obviously have a natural faster TTK, the MP5, than another like the Striker. So the weapon meta matters, and that's part of how I rank. Well, guys, thanks for listening. I hope that you enjoy the tier lists as they come out. Definitely want to keep doing it beyond season 6, even if I got to make my own spreadsheet and figure it all out, all the attachments. But yeah, thanks for listening, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.